His first stint as head of the IMFC, and an uncompromising message despite pressure from the largest economy in the world.
The bottom line here, Sherwin, is that trade tensions are not to the benefit of anyone. They can never, if there is a trade conflict, there could never be winners. We could all only be losers. And it is within that context that it is important that as a global community, we keep trade open, we ensure that we work within the multilateral system that we have to make sure that if there are disputes, those disputes are resolved. And I think that is, for me, what is going to be crucial.
Governor, I'll start with you.
We asked Kganyago if an African proverb about elephants fighting while trampling the grass below might have helped in explaining the ramifications of a trade war to U.S. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin.
I don't know what Mr. Mnuchin had said. The communique that we had released, to the extent that it talks about trade, it had been signed off by the entire membership. So when we say that there are rising trade tensions, it is the collective assessment of the committee that these things are. African proverbs are always very nice, but it should be very difficult to explain an African proverb from here.
Then, this moment.
Madam Lagarde, I'm sure you're aware that South Africa is among the most unequal societies anywhere in the world. And part of addressing that inequity, the country is engaged now in the possibility of land expropriation without compensation. 72% of land is owned by the white minority in South Africa. And I wonder if the IMF has a position from an economic perspective on a policy of land expropriation without compensation.
I would simply say that we have mentioned times and over the respect for the rule of law. And I would suspect that South Africa, being a very civilized, sophisticated country when it comes to the law, the rule of law will also be binding on all. And I would just maybe use a proverb. I have no idea whether it's an African proverb or not, but my recollection is it goes something like, trust grows at the speed of a coconut tree and falls at the speed of a coconut.
The IMFC is comprised of 24 member states drawn from a pool of 189 IMF governors. The autumn meeting of the IMF and World Bank takes place in Bali, Indonesia in October. Sherwin Bryceby's SABC News, Washington.